The aristocracy and middle class in the Europe, how the diversity was in Europe and how it was difficult to bring nationalism in the Europe. Then now we are moving toward the next point. What did liberal nationalism stand for? The meaning of liberal is very different to the different levels or the different state, different people. Idea of national unity in early 19th century, Europe were closely allied to the idea of liberalism. The nationalism was very closely related to the liberalism. The term liberalism derives from the Latin root liber. Liber means free. The term liberalism is derived from the term Latin liber and it was meaning of the free. For the new middle classes, liberalism stood for freedom for the individual and equality. For middle classes, it was the freedom or the liberalism. The middle classes liberalism stood for freedom for the individual and equality of all before the law. The middle class were asking or the meaning of liberalism for them, that freedom for themselves and the equality to all in front of the law or before the law. This was the meaning for the middle class. Political equality, it emphasized the concept of government by consent. They want that kind of government which should be elected by the people by consent. The people consent is important to choose the government or to the form government. This was the liberalism for the common people. Since the French Revolution, liberalism had stood for the end of aristocracy and clerical privileges. Through the French Revolution, the meaning of liberalism was to make end of aristocracy and clerical privileges. Some people were enjoying the privileges and others were suffering. So that ending of the all privileges and the aristocracy was the meaning through the French Revolution, a constitution and representative government through the parliament. There should be constitution in the country and representative should be elected and parliament should be formed. In the 19th century, the liberal also stressed the inviolability of private property. In the 19th century, again, the meaning little bit changed and they were stressing for the private property. This was the meaning for the middle class of the liberalism. Equality, freedom, political equality, the formation of government, constitution, and right of private property. This was the meaning for the liberalism. Now we will look the another meaning of the liberalism in the another level. Yet equality before the law did not necessarily stand for universal suffrage. The equality before law may be asking, but it was not asking for the universal suffrage. You will recall that the revolutionary France, which marked the first political experiment in liberal democracy, you remember very well that active citizens and the passive citizens experiment was taken place in the France. The right to vote and get elected was granted exclusively to property owning men. To contest in the election, our right to vote was given to the propertized people. Property owning men only, not women. Men without property and all women were excluded from political rights. The men who are not having property and all women were excluded from the right to vote. Only for a brief period under the Jacobin did all adult male enjoy suffrage. In the rule of Jacobin Club, the all men got the right to vote or the enjoy suffrage. However, the Napoleonic Code went back to limited suffrage. The Napoleonic Code changed, the status changed and reduced women to the status of a minor. It changed the status of women, which was having the minor. Subject to the authority of fathers and husbands. Throughout the 90s and the early 20th century, women and non-propertied men organized opposition movement demanding equal political rights. In the 19th century, the all women, and all men should get right to vote. That is why the demonstrations or the suffering, the efforts were taking place in the Europe to bring the political equality. The Napoleonic Court changed the status of women again and it formed they were subject of father or the husband. It was not political equality or social equality also in Europe or in a France. So here the people, the women were struggling to get all kind of equality, the social and political in the Europe. So liberalism for women is to get right to vote and to get freedom from the authorities or the family members. They should be free to think or express themselves. That this was the meaning for the women in the Europe. We are looking the meaning of liberalism. We are looking here the nationalism and liberal meaning of liberal in the Europe. In the earlier part, we have seen the political and social how there was meaning of the liberalism. Now, on the another sphere, we will see what is the meaning of liberalism on the economic sphere. In an economically way or in the field of economic, the liberalism stood for the freedom of markets. In the economic field, the liberalism means freedom of markets and the abolition of the state-imposed restriction on the movement of goods and capital. In the economic field, the meaning of liberalism was freedom of market, abolition of state-imposed restrictions on the movement of goods and capital. During the 19th century, this was strong demand of the emerging middle class. The emerging middle class was there in the during 19th century and they were demanding the abolition of the imposed restrictions on the movement of goods and capital. Let us take an example of German-speaking regions. In the first half of the 19th century, Napoleon administrative measures have created out of 36 principalities. You will see the example. With this example, you will get idea how the restrictions were there or how the abolition of restriction was needing there. These countless principalities, a confederation of 39 states, each of these possessed its own currencies. These separate principalities, all principalities were having their own currency and weight and measures. Their different own weighing and measurement units were there. So it was difficult for the trader to do work in this field. With this example, you will get idea how it was difficult. A merchant traveling in 1833 from Hamburg to Nuremberg, if he is traveling from Hamburg to Nuremberg to sell his goods, he would have to pass through 11 custom barriers. He would pass the 11 custom barriers and pay a custom duty of about 5% at each one of them. If he is paying 5% to each and he is passing 11 custom, 11 into 5, it is 55%. He was paying his complete income, 55% income to pay these 11 custom duties. Duties were often levied according to the weight and measurement. The duties were levied on the basis of weight and measurement. Such differences in the economical field were obstacle for the economic development. Such conditions were viewed obstacles to economic exchange and growth by new commercial classes. This was very difficult for the new emerged commercial class to trade in such situation. So they were arguing who argued for the creation of unified economic territory. There was argument by these new commercial classes to make a unified economic territory, which territory will allow unhindered without any obstacle. Unhindered means without any obstacle movement of goods, people and capital. This was the demand of the middle class which is newly emerged, who were trading newly. In 1834, a custom union or the Zollverein was formed to initiative of Prussia. With this demand, the custom union was formed, which is called Zollverein, with the initiative by the Prussia, and later on it joined by the most German states. Initiative taken by the Prussia, and later on it is joined by the German states. The union abolished tariff barriers, reduced the number of currencies through this organization or this union. It made easy to work there. It abolished barriers and reduced the number of currencies over 30 to 2. The 30 currencies were reduced to 2. The creation of new railways along with this organization union, the creation of network and the railway further stimulated, boosted. So cause of the new network of the railway, the trade become easy. The harnessing economic interest and national unification. With this, the economical interests were harnessed and national unification also formed. A wave of economic nationalism. Through this, the economical nationalism strengthened and wider nationalist sentiments growing at the time in this way. The with the help of economic development, the nationalism strengthened. So we have seen the meaning of liberalism in the different layers of the society and how it stimulated the economic development on the continent.